as you probably saw from the last one, I made it. I made it to the top. I was pretty, well, scratch that, I was very tired. Probably the tiredest I've ever been in the history of my life. And I was quite emotional as well. It was when I said on the previous video that it was 7.5 hours of mental and physical agony, I kind of meant it as a little joke. It was nothing like I expected it to be. It was like walking through hell, I'm not going to lie. It was just terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was 7.5 hours in the dark with the snow coming down. I had -18 bandied around by some of the porters. The wind was howling across. It was nowhere close to 20 kilometres an hour. It was probably close to 30 miles an hour winds blowing us off our feet. And it just never ever seemed to end. I almost succumbed to the altitude. For about 4.5 hours in, till by the time I got back to base camp, so a round trip of about 11.5 hours, it felt like I was being sat on. My chest was being sat on by an elephant. I could barely catch my breath, and when I did catch my breath, it was swiped out of my mouth by the wind. So it was tough. It was inordinately tough. It was just... I'll probably explain it better in a couple of days' time. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've been up for God knows how long now. I've walked God knows how many miles. My feet are red raw. I think I've taken off both toenails on my or toenails on both big toes. I went over on my ankle this afternoon, so that's nice and puffy. I absolutely stink, and I'm just I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it's done. I don't think I've got the pioneering, hiking, climbing, mountaineering bug, however. But it was all for a good cause. I'm going to say some thank yous. I'm going to say thanks to Discover Adventure, obviously, for setting this up. Thanks for help to Help for Heroes, for the guys there. Thanks to everyone who lent me kit. Georgia for the head torch, Joy for the mountain whistle. Thank God it didn't actually need to be used. And obviously those of you who sponsored me to do this. It was a trip worth doing. It raises awareness of the issues that our injured service men and women face. And a day, I mean, it was 7.5 hours of absolute annihilation, but it's nothing compared to probably a life without a limb, or blind, or whatever it may be. So there's putting it in perspective. I'm going to get my head down for 4 or 5 hours, then I'm going to have some scram, get my head down again, and tomorrow we get off the mountain and I'm going to get really, really drunk. What a day, what a day. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I probably would, because I've had 5 days of real, it's been solid stuff. You have to be fit. 7.5 hours of misery, but when you get to the top, oh Jesus, when you get to the top, oh, that really says it all. Morning, it is day 6 here on the mountain. We're at Millennium Camp, which is our last camp before we head down the mountain and get off the mountain even. We are due to be off the mountain by about 1 PM this afternoon. It's probably about 7 o'clock in the morning here at the moment. Slept like an absolute baby last night after the trials and tribulations of the past 24 to 48 hours, but I'm not gonna complain. Dinner was a fairly quiet affair. Everyone was fairly knackered. But I think we're glad that it's done. We've enjoyed every step of the way, but glad that it's coming to an end, and then we can I think start getting back to our lives is probably a good way of putting it. I know we always complain about the mediocrity of living, of life, and the mundane nature of get up, go to work, come back, blah 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 blah. But I think it's going to be different. It's going to be different, isn't it? So we'll see. We'll see. I'll do another video when we get to the gate at the end of the day. Sorry, at the end of the walk, which will be as at about 1 PM. Bye. We are at the bottom. We've done it. Just signed out. We're all just chilling out. I'm having a fag for the first time in 2.5 weeks. Let's go to see the crew. Everyone's looking a little bit tired, as you can probably see. But yeah, we're done. So this is the video diary ending here. Maybe next time we'll do the Everest one. How about that?
Ina mere